Hey there, and welcome back to Trainwreck, an educational monster train series where you watch me struggle at around 200 Pact Shards. It's a new day, new me, so my voice just kind of fully gave out yesterday while recording my extended session of all of the catch up that I needed to do. So I decided, take a break. Don't destroy your voice. Let's do it tomorrow. And now I am here. My it's tough. I honestly, there's so much work that goes into talking for a full episode. And also, not just talking, but like the diversity of a voice that makes it interesting to listen to, right? It's very easy to drone on, I think. But it's also easy to ignore a person who's droning, right? I don't know. There's something, you gotta be a little more engaging than that, like I were actually having a conversation with you. Now, hold up, back up for a second. I'm actually going to talk about this because the thing is that it's very easy to just talk. It's very hard to talk as if you're talking to someone, especially when I'm in my room, or not my room, my office, as it were, just simply recording, right? It would be very easy for me to just very dull, just describe things. I don't know, take the J.R. Tolkien approach to recording a Monster Train video, but I'm like also trying to provide some semblance of emotion because I'm actually enjoying myself and this is actually interesting to me. Also, it's part of my personality, I suppose. You're here for my gleaming personality and not just Monster Train. Or maybe you are here for just Monster Train, in which case I should not waste your time. Let's get in. What do we have? So, our previous episode was. Sheesh. Okay, we had Reap Chief. This was a very interesting run because I actually thought we were way stronger than we were, but the thing that really got me was Chased. So at 200 shards, Chased Seraph wrecks a rebuild. I assumed, I knew that at 150 shards there was the Purify mechanic, but his raw stats are so considerable, and my Relentless strategy so weak that I actually was losing because I wasn't killing him out of Relentless because he kept purging the Reap. Actually, very crazy. I've never experienced him live so successfully. I was relying on turns where he would be on the floor. The problem is he would leave the floor every other turn because that's how Seraph's AI works. So we did some ceiling testing. We had an outrageous relic combo. Truly, this was incredible. We had Hope for Peace with Cursed Vines, okay, which made all of my Vine Grasps consume. We then had Bog Slime, which meant that all of those free cards were providing echoes. We had Decayed Decoy and Serrated Mandibles. Truly, this is the ultimate Reap high roll, and we still could not puncture Chased before Relentless. I could not kill him, and it was unbelievable. Honestly, I was completely shell shocked. No idea that was going to happen. So I had to re-roll it a couple times and dedicate more resources to him than I guess I expected I'd need to, and that was very informative. I don't think I've ever experienced this falter in any fashion at 100 shards, obviously, because Jace doesn't have Purify until 150. Just a really interesting interaction, all things considered. A lot of fun playing with it. I mean, we destroyed the Divinity. He was no problem. It's a great example of the penultimate boss is the true ultimate boss, and then the final boss is like a whatever moment. Like, all right, it's just kind of a routine at this point. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Our Relentless floor sucked, admittedly. We had just like a ridiculously bad Awoken Hollow. The run was, the thing is you're building this to survive is what you're doing, because Reap Chief should kill the boss, and he should kill the boss before Relentless ever happens. So I was building this like it were a normal Reap run, and I wasn't planning around needing a very formidable Relentless because it didn't matter. And for Ring 7, which was probably the other really challenging boss, that guy's only got like 2,000 hit points, so I was able to put him down. Really crazy. I feel like there's no way I would have lost that in 100 shards because, well, obviously. But at 200, there was a lot to learn there, so pretty cool. We're moving on to Queen today. Sure, that seems fun. I'll be honest, I think that Queen is probably one of the strongest champions in this particular meta. I think in general, Hellhorned is one of the strongest clans. Just the formidability of... Is that a word? Formidability? How formidable something is? Well, regardless, what I'm trying to say is Transcendimp is so nuts that I think it just full-on carries this clan so hard into infinite shards. It's just, and when you have the Queen Zimpling, you have part of the combo automatically, and Queen is just really good with it. All you need to see is Transcendimp, and then you go full send it, and you're good. So, pretty crazy. Anyway, let's get in on this. So yeah, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's see what Queen's got for us today. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect. Queen's fun. This is the start of a good kind of session for clans. In general, I like the Chief into the early Exiles. They're all pretty fun and diverse. I think Soulguard is probably the weakest of them. That's kind of crazy. I think actually Windleton is the weakest of them, but because of the way Windleton plays, he's different enough that it feels like a unique experience. Right? Yeah, I think that's true. Anyway, let's get in. We have... Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. We have Exile Hellhorned, Exile Wurmkin, so I have pings, which is great. Honestly, excellent. We're facing Dazed Talos, Curse Arcus, and Diligent Seraph, worth considering that. We have Welder Helper, Echo Transfer, Impinabox. These starting cards are incredible. I would love nothing more than to start on Imperialist here. It would just be great. Although the pings do enable me to start on Imparade as well. I could just shoot them out if I need to. Reminder to self, this is a 200 shard run. So we need to take a whole bunch. Temples today are 2, 3, 6, 8. Okay, 4 temples. That's good. Better than my previous one. We have a removal dupe on 8 on steel side. Very strong. Want that for sure. There's a pretty darn good trinket shop on 7. It has money, a horde, and another horde in the middle, so there's just so much power up going on there. And the money is a great touch. Competes with a kind of a nasty magic shop, so it's fine. Another trinket shop on 6. This one's much weaker, but it does have money if I wanted to go double in. Wow. Triple trinket shop run, because of course you have the one on ring 8 as well. Now, the one on Ring 6, however, is competing with a ridiculously good steel shop. So, I mean, it's going to depend on what we need, but I think that it's likely I go to this steel shop. There's another good steel shop on 5. It competes with an okay Hellvent. It's got a Caverns at least. A removal dupe on 4. Pretty strong node generation, honestly. It's the second removal dupe when you consider the Ring 8 one. Competes with a Wurmkin banner steel shop. It's going to depend on if we need a unit, I suppose. We do have double magics early. Steel Shop has a Hellhorn banner on 2, so we have some diversity. Wurmkin banner on the magic shop side. Extra Hellhorn banner on ring 3 with the magic shop. So a lot of really good options. Just really strong overall. We're going to be looking for offensive scaling, though I do have Echo Transfer, so we might not need it as badly. Excuse me, what, Mr. Monster Train? You want me to start with Volatile Gauge or Wing Clippings? I'm going to take the Wing Clippings because I might get a second Impinabox out of it, and that's really the only thing that's worth considering here. Good grief. Volatile Gauge, get out of here. Imperialist, incredible. We love to see it. That's good, at least. Wing Clippings. I am going to take this Relic. We can do it. I'm going to snap click Mark of an Exile. That is some serious HP. Although, admittedly, I do like Jackstrips, actually. Just full stop, I think Jackstrips is pretty darn good. I think it's going to be the Mark, though, because if I just scroll over here, she's got a lot of HP in this path, 80. Taking her up to 120 is pretty shockingly effective. And I should be able to address backlines in other ways. So let's take the Mark and be happy about it. I especially like that the Mark is very immediately impactful on her HP. I can take spikes, it's not a problem. Jackstrips would be as well. It kills a lot of units just kind of freely, so... I don't really want to play bottom floor with 3 of my Implings in the opening. I'm going to stop the Ember Drain, and we're going to save these Implings for a better turn. Okay, I want to Echo Break here. I do want to play Welder Helper, and I want to Echo Break on bottom. I'm going to need to commit some resources to this other guy. That's tough. I'm not sure if there's going to be a great answer here. I could Echo Transfer this. I'm going to probably throw an Imp next turn, just being honest. Yeah, I'm going to throw an Imp. We're going to need to tank this, so I think the Train Steward up top is correct. The problem is, if I Train Steward in front and I draw the Welder Helper, we're going to have a bad time because that armor gets wasted a bit. I have... well... I've got tools. It's just a matter of which ones I draw. I think we take a ton of damage. I'm going to actually do an Echo Break upstairs and take the Echo Transfer here. She now kind of 1v1s the boss. I just need her not to die, and I'd like to deal with this Foot Soldier. I'm guaranteed to see an Imp, because you get Imp in a box, or Welder Helper, or Queen's Impling off of 7 draw, which means I'm guaranteed to see something that is an Imp. I'm going to put a Train Steward in front here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. This actually saves me 3 hit points anyway, so I'm fine with it. Okay, yeah, we see some tools. I'm going to throw a Pyre Chomper here because I do think it's just that important. Yeah, killing these guys is actually just that important. I suppose I will take some damage into the boss here. We don't even swing, wow, because this guy in the back, I guess. Alright, I don't really need the Train Steward, but I was going to Echo Transfer, but he doesn't even swing. That's wild. Okay, we clear top floor at least. I need this Welder Helper. Great. We're going to click him. He's doing well. I need to deal with this back guy. It's a critical play. I'm just going to take... Yeah, we're going to shoot that guy. He attacks once, so I'm going to take the Echo Transfer to get 15 more here. Sure, we should win now. Yeah, she 1v1s. Cool. And I get the Imp in a box again, and we feel pretty good about that. Cool. Honestly, looking solid, in my opinion. Then we eat the extra Imp, and it saves a lot, and it's good. Cool. Alright, great news. Cool, we take 0 here, we get the Collector, we get everything, feeling solid. It's really hard to skip an important work here. I have Imps. Molting Imp is good, for the record. A solid unit. But I have Imperialist, so I think the important work is probably better. I'm a little sad this isn't like, I don't know, a Fledgling Imp, but it's fine. And I will take a Purple Proclamation. It's a good kind of blast here. Great tendon piercing target on that one. I'm going to look for an Endless, because I think Endless into Welder Helper is excellent here. Get a quick. Depends on what we see in the Hellhorned banner. Deranged Brute. I'm going to click him because, well, it's early enough and I can. I don't really have much else to say here. I don't know if he needs a plus 25. He probably does. If I'm going to stick with him, he will. I'm going to stick with him. I mean, I guess it depends on if I see Rage or not, right? If I miss Fledgling Imp and Ritual, this looks pretty bad. There's not much else I could really do here. I'm going to give him a plus 25 because I'm going to be a little aggro on everything else. I can afford to do it. I'm going to re-roll here. Large Stone. Well, I'm not taking any of that. That's a shame. Spell Chain. Intrinsic is very interesting to me. I think Intrinsic... Imp in a box? I have to take stuff. So remember, this is a 200 shard run, so we kind of have to commit more than I'd like to. More than I certainly would normally. I think Intrinsic Imp in a box is fun. This opens up some like Consumer of Crowns stuff if I really want it. I could also Spell Chain this and turn it into Mondo Imp opener. It's not bad. It's actually not bad. What would I spell chain instead? I mean, it would probably be the important work, but only if I can actually get an Endless Imp. And then it's going to have problems in a Diligent anyway. Although I guess maybe Wing Clippings helped a little. I do think taking the spell chain is correct. Let's take the important work here. I think this is the right choice. We're not going to do an infusion right now, though, because I didn't hit the Endless. We've got Terrible Shop. Unfortunately, I don't have an opportunity to get it now until Ring 4, which completely like sets my upcoming combats to shambles, but it's fine. Mark of Invasion, have that Imp. Yeah, we should be okay on this. Wow, that is a scary bottom floor. Okay, we get a Molting Imp, which is great news. I'm gonna Molting Imp click up here. Yeah, it's correct to do it. Then we queen, and I can actually put Deranged Brute in front here. Although, I guess you might as well, yeah. And I will... Olympic Scholar, yeah, sure. I can't play the Imp in a box. Or what I should do is I should sit on this and not click it. But getting him back now is worth it. Wow, that's a scary mid-floor, and I didn't get a single ping. That's unfortunate. It's okay. We're going to work on this the best we can. Missed the Collector because I didn't draw a ping. We at least shoot up here. I need an Imp. Okay, we found an Imp. Great work, go team. I'm going to stop... Ooh, I actually think stopping this incoming damage on the next floor is better. Yeah, alright. We're going to shoot him and kill him. We're not going to click important work, because if I whiff on drawing an Imp, we kind of just perish. That's good at least. It's something. We have to throw another Imp. Of course, I have to ping in the back here. It is correct to do it. Cool. Not a very strong offensive floor. Just full stop. I am going to Proclamation the absolute dirt out of this guy. I am going to Echo Transfer, Imp, shoot the Imp, Echo Transfer, because I need my floor to do more damage or I'm dying here. We almost died anyway, which is a little scary. Honestly, the Echo Transfer saved the run entirely. We could have just lost there. Yikes. We got the Collector. I mean, not the Collector, the Trial at least. We see a Fledgling Imp. Run is good. Bounding Echoes is probably worth it in case I end up on any kind of a purple run. It's good to connect it with the Echo Transfers. It's also purple. It's a low opportunity cost card. I should also be thinking about these things in a Diligent. Good. Now all I really need to find is an Endless, and this run kind of pops off. Endless and Multi-Strike, and we look real good. I would take a holdover here. I don't have the Imps for it yet, but I would take it. 10 and Piercing holdover on the Proclamation would be solid. I think it's better to go right for sure. Maybe I say an Infusion. Yeah. What do we get? 10 and Piercing. Proclamation. Incredible. Killman. We love Killman. I could go crazy and make this a 250 ping, and then we hit an X5 and we feel crazy about ourselves. It's unlikely, but I suppose it's possible. I am going to 20 consume one of these because it might just come back. That's fine. I should invest in these -1s somewhere, so... Okay. We should pick those up. It's not a stack zone angle here. Holdover. Alright, well, I could hold over the Proclamation. This is a very powerful card. Or I can go real ham here and hold over important work. This is disgusting if I actually see Endless, and extremely bad if I don't, which is really funny to think about. Really funny to consider that. What am I doing? Let me look at this Hellhorned banner. We got a Horned Warrior. I mean, this was pretty solid, right? Horned Warrior. Sadly, I wish I could take Deranged Brute's ability as an infusion, because I have to, in order to make this work, I would need Horned Warrior separate from Yeah, I need him separate. The question you have to ask yourself then is how in the world does your floor live? I'd have to assemble a big floor. I don't know. I think the right choice here is to jam everything together, and then we do Endless Rage Imp, and we put the Welder Helper inside of it so that we get AoE armor. The problem that you have to consider, though, is I'm going to need to dupe that Imp, because at current shard levels, or 200 shards, well, the problem is the Divinity hurts more than your Imp's AoE armor heal, or not heals, but protects, which is really crazy to think about. Something I normally ignore because at 100 shards, boss is doing what? The sweep is 9 damage, which is beatable by Welder Helper. And then you just pre-relentless the boss, or daze him or something. Interesting. Okay, so I think Horned Warrior is actually a bait here. I don't think I have the pieces to assemble this floor. Yeah, I don't. If I could combine these two units, I would. Because I'd love... It's a great example of, like, fragile as an essence. It's a real rough pick. Only very few units can actually capitalize on that. It's like, what, Apex Imp and Rail Beater? And Apex Imp still needs some kind of, like, intrinsic armor to make it work, but regardless. How do I approach this? What is the play? I think we skip Horned Warrior, despite everything. I think he's wrong here. He would be a good pick if I didn't have the Deranged Brute already. Now, of course, this does make... It means I have to hit multi-strike. But the advantage is I need to look here anyway for Endless. If every single shop is Large Stone quick, I'm probably losing this run anyway. Let me just be clear about that. I'm going to 200 shards. If every steel shop is Large Stone quick, I'm just losing. So I think we skip this here. It's a bit of a tragedy, but it's okay. Now, the real question you have to ask yourself, and part of why I delayed, do I go Super Proclamation and then hope for an X5 on this absolutely disgusting card? Or do I hold this over, which is much more consistent at clearing floors, and then I hold over, or then I don't use this? I think I actually go plus 30 here, and then I hold over the important work, and we just kind of full call the shot. I don't think we're guaranteed to see Endless, but our steel shops are good. We're going to see something. Because I think the odds of seeing Large Stone quick in literally every shop are so low, and I'm going to lose anyway if I see that, because 200 shards. It's just a really weird thing to think about, right? If my shops are all that bad, I've already lost the run. I cannot imagine how we can somehow, like, scramble together something. So let's chase the high roll, I think. And then the holdover goes important work, and I take a -1 into one of these echo breaks. You do want them to be cheaper, which is good, and I'm gonna +10 one of these as well, and we're in good shape. And I don't know, just hit an X5 here. Wingmaker, huh? Could have held out on that holdover until seeing Wingmaker, but there was a +30 holdover Wingmaker here. Wild. I don't think I ever do it in that order, though, because I do think prepping for the X5 is stronger. Plus, do I want to just make this tiny? Tiny Deranged Brute? I don't really know what that adds. I guess it kind of is multi-strike, right? I could put 2 of them on the floor, and that is technically multi-strike. The downside, of course, is that, well, there's 2 of them on the floor. It slows me down a little bit, and the Divinity sweeps. Although I guess it does enable me to play mid-floor, technically, if I wanted to. We are pretty fast with that intrinsic. Probably right to put this in this guy. It just feels low impact. Wingmaker's pretty good. I could always upgrade it later. Oh, interesting consideration as well is that Wingmaker potentially makes a big floor, And then if I get Hef, that's trample. He could then win off the back of just being a really high scaling unit. Ooh, actually, is Hef better here? Because of the trample infusion? I actually think this is one of the rare cases where I do believe the Wingmaker pickup is worth it. Yeah, I'll grab it. I thought about this a little bit, and I think it's because I just have so many steel shops in my future that I'm probably going to see a multi-strike. Pretty statistically likely to see it. And if I fail at seeing the multi-strike, we're still okay because I have a trample. So I think we're actually doing all right here. How many temples are left? 2? So I can do an infusion on a friend and an infusion on an imp, and we're okay. Take stock of this real quick. We're at 65 here, 75, 90, 115, 130, 155, and then I get 50 from infusions, so we sit at 205. I do not have to take this infusion. Cool. That's actually great. Happy to have that. All right, we move on. Cool. I'm actually in pretty good shape. We have this Wingmaker that I didn't really upgrade, unfortunately, but it's fine. Nice. Okay, so the play then is I definitely am willing to take the Ember Drain here. I'd love to play all of these units, but I don't think it's correct to do it. We're gonna Deranged Brute in front just because it's tankier, as weird as it is, and I am gonna take Rage Imp here. I think it's correct to do it. I'm gonna shoot one guy downstairs, and I'm not gonna play the Pyre Chomper out. I'd rather save that imp for later. Yeah, so we Wingmaker middle here. Gadunga Dunga. Feel pretty good about that. We then drop the Queen Zimpling, and we just full slam 250 into the Talos here, and that's pretty awesome. Cool. I feel good about that. I'm gonna tank with the imp upstairs because absolutely. I'm gonna blast one of these guys on mid-floor because, of course, I don't want to deal with them. And I will Queen Zimpling bottom because there's a lot of stuff there. We do 50. I'm feeling pretty good about this run right here. Bounding Echoes. Welder Helper here. I'm gonna ping out the Conduit and then burn a Train Steward, and we're okay with that. Cool. I think we're in good shape here. Yeah, I think we're in okay shape. And then I can Echo Transfer this, throw an Imp, we clear it. Cool. Alright, we're doing okay. I will simply play an Imp and take the 1. How am I only taking 8 here? Oh, I guess they all lost their Rage. I think generating the Rage and keeping the floor happy. I don't think saving this 3 is good. We'll just take the 1 damage. Oh, we'll blast them. I am going to Echo Transfer here. It's good to do it. I will simply play out the Pyre Chomper now. Sadly, I can't play the other Echo Transfer, but that's okay. I should see a Welder Helper. Yeah, here we go. Shame I can't access the boss. I will take Welder Helper upstairs. It's good to get that armor down. I am going to blast the front guy at least. It's fine. Yeah, it is fine. Okay, we've already done 250 to this thing. I think we're in an okay spot. Sure. This should get through. It does. It's not glamorous. It actually looks pretty bad when you think about it, because the rage drops down very quickly, despite the fact that I had a couple of them. I need to see endless, is what this comes down to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think One Horn's Tome is a bait for the same reason a Horned Warrior was. Spike of the Hellhorned. I mean, this is not great, but I am also kind of desperate for rage here. And so I'm going to click it. I don't love it, but I'm going to click it. All egg and Kinhost Carapace. Well, the hard pivot is present, I suppose. I don't think we go that route, though. We're going to skip this. We have something here. It's not great, but we have something. Is this Curse? Of course it is Curse. I hate that for me. What am I going to buy? I think drawing cards is relevant here. Play bottom on Arcus. Suppose that makes sense. I'm going to take card draw. I don't need the space yet. Yeah, we'll play bottom on Arcus. I think that's reasonable. I am chasing steel shops. I don't think I have a choice. There's money here, which is great. Quick. Video game hates me, but that's all right. Keeper of Echoes, pivot, no thanks. You could have assembled the Kinhost Carapace egg here, but I might have considered an Imparade pivot because it would have given me Rage Imps if I had pivoted here, but we saw Royalty instead, so I guess we just go all in on Imperialist and hope for the best. Please don't be a large stone. Alright, well, we're playing bottom floor on this combat, so I don't really care about Ancient Hate that much, I don't think. I have Piercing on the biggest one. As long as I do have an Imp on turn 1. Yeah, I can get this money. Turn 1 Imp is kind of the real pivot here that I think enables this. Imp in a box. I'll throw... I always debate on, do I split these up? But I don't think I do. I do think Welder Helper is the throw here, but I think we actually really want to throw a second Imp, is my big concern. Huh. I really want to throw a second Imp here. Otherwise, I actually don't feel like we deal with this very well. Now that's tricky. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna click Impish Scholar on middle here. I'm gonna take an Imp in a box and click it again. We're gonna see what we get. Okay, so Welder Helper. Again. Is there ever a world I just play this Deranged Brute and just let it ride? Immediately feeling like I should have taken space. Although, I mean, I don't think I would have. No, I think drawing cards is too important here. I think we take a astronomical amount of damage if I don't do something like play the other Welder Helper here, right? I think we just get completely slammed. This is a weird angle, but I think I have to do it. And then we just do Welder Helper again, Welder Helper again. I actually don't kill this guy on middle. Unbelievable. Because the Imp only does the 1 damage. I guess I am going to Wingmaker for the Collector here then. It's fine. Like, this does not win this combat. This is the first thought I have. This doesn't come close to doing it for me. That's tough, man. That's tough. And then we ping. 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 And we do our best. Now these guys are just walking on me. I don't love that. That's bad. Yikes. How do I not just eat 1,000,000 damage here? It's a good question. It's a very good question. I think we play Rage Imp here. It does some damage. I don't love sacrificing that Imp here, but I don't really have many choices, I don't think. I think I can actually kill this guy, maybe? I do what? 1, 11... It's 12. I can't. Unbelievable. He does come down off that, though. I can at least stop a bunch of damage in the back, which I suppose I will do. Fine. I'm gonna important work here and just draw past this. And then I guess I'm going to double Echo Transfer on bottom. We take a truckload of damage here. Was I way too aggro on this? I'm just not sure. Like, me playing this Deranged Brute here, I don't know what this really adds. It doesn't get this kill. In top floor, I'm taking a whole bunch. I guess I do want to throw an Imp here, right? It's good to do it. I'm going to draw past this imp because I can. That's pretty cool, actually. I'm going to blast this guy. I wish I could have killed this front dude. I think killing the top guy is good, though. We do that. Then it's Pyre Chomper on bottom, and we push past upstairs. Weird. We stopped this damage, at least. I don't know how to feel about a lot of this. We do some damage, but we don't scale. We have no scaling here, is the big problem. Like, okay, we did that, I guess. Here's some rage. I really don't know what even to suggest here. Here, I'll pop this guy upstairs. Yeah, here's a molting imp. Alright. Well, I think we are just super dead. I don't think this is the right way of playing this combat. Very weird. Okay. It's tough because the big challenge here, and let me explain this. I don't think normally I would never go 75 on this run. We haven't seen any of the upgrades we wanted. 75 shards is way too aggro for what we've seen upgrade wise. So at 100 shards, I'm walking into this at like, sheesh, I'm walking into this at like 30 shards. There you maybe get one guy upgraded. That's it. So it's real tough. I mean, I think I do have to assemble the squad and hope for the best, right? I don't see any other way of doing this. And then we blast middle, I guess, to the best of our ability, and we play a welder helper. I can't even play my echo transfers here. It's tough. And now we're getting absolutely slammed here. Can at least kill the front guy. It could have been worse. And I shoot one of these dudes. It's like, okay, we got him, I guess, but at what cost? I don't know. It's tough. I mean, okay, I see a fledgling imp. We'll throw the fledgling imp. I guess it clears the floor. I don't think we win Relentless is my next real concern, though. I am going to take 4 rage, 4 armor. It matters. I just don't think we get through it, is my problem here. Yeah, we eat 22. I do literally no damage to this unit. Wow, okay. How do I approach this? 55? 6. I can do 55 into 60. Well, I think I actually just lose on this turn, don't I? Because I didn't draw into this light harnesser correctly. And this is the problem, right? So I'd lose because of Ancient Hate, which is ridiculous. How much does this guy do to me here? He probably does just murder me. This guy walks up at 18 damage. Meanwhile, I'm taking... This is 22, right? In the back? Yeah, he does 22 to me, so I'm 48 life. This guy up here is doing 17. I mean, he hits me 3 times easy. Yeah, okay, so I just straight lose on this turn. So, oh man, this is a great example of a run that like just needs time to piece it together, but you don't have the time because you're taking too many Pact Shards. That might have been better in a Relentless, but there's too many upgraded light harnessers here. That's tough. That's very tough. I think we do need to Impish Scholar here. And then I think we do have to see what we see here. Okay, we get something. It's not terrible. I mean, this is the same, right? There's no actual difference here. Is it better to... I think it is better to put Deranged Brood in front. He has similar HP. I don't really know. It's tough. I mean, okay, so yeah, it's Welder Helper action. Got it. We need armor. I ignore the Collector. Oh, I don't think I do. There's no reason to. Doesn't even make sense to ignore the collector. Okay, how in the world do I kill this bottom guy? So the only way I can do this is if I send it on the bottom floor here, right? In order to kill this front guy. And then upstairs we have to accept this damage. I think that's true. Woof. I have to accept 11. And then now I have to somehow make it through this floor. How do I do that? So, acknowledging I have a terrible turn coming up, how do I actually not lose on this next turn? I don't know. I mean, none of those cards really answer it, right? We just take a ton of damage here. We at least kill one guy. I'm about to lose my guy, though. I can kill everything, but this floor is looking real bad, is my main issue. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, so I'm not dead yet. Alright, well, we're working on dying at least. I can put the armor like this and throw here, which is good. I can stop the damage in the back. I can put some stats down. And then I pop in with 2 extra rage because literally anything is worth it at this point. Okay, and I take another 11. Guess I deal with the frontline guy here. I'm not seeing how we get there. This floor doesn't feel like it gets it. Right? It doesn't have the tools. No, we full lose here, for sure. The boss is simply too strong now. I mean, I think this is just a loss, right? I think this is just a loss, and I don't really have a great answer for this. This I think, there's really no lesson here. The lesson here is Trainwreck and 200 shard runs kill you, right? I mean, because the truth is that it's really just because of the, not even the node generation. Like, could I have backloaded any further here? I don't think I could have, because I am already planning on both of these infusions, right? This is 50, 65, 115, 130, 130 shards coming up. Hot. I have to be at 75 here. Now, I might have been able to maybe squeak a little lower and planned on maybe duping... Is that correct? I could dupe the proclamation for, what is this, 15? So I plan on another 30 shards later by going to... No, I lose if I go to this 5 dupe. So I get 15 here, which lets me go into this 60. 60 is still higher than I would have wanted, but it might have made a difference. I'm going to give this one more try. The good old college try, as it were. But I actually think this is a loss. I think that we simply missed on the requisite steel shops to hit literally anything. I just don't think that there is a tool that answers it. Right? I want to see it again. I'm going to play it. Yeah, seeing the fledgling imp is nice. I don't think I really have a choice. I think we do have to play on top floor. So what am I doing differently here is the question. Put queen in front, maybe? Maybe, I guess. All right, we'll see. I'm not confident in this, though, is where I'm at. Like, we're not drawing in any solutions here. There's no change is the problem. Yeah, none of this is changing. I think this is just an L, honestly. I don't even know what to say. I have to play this guy on bottom here, unfortunately. That's true. No choice. I can at least kill that guy and stop incoming damage. I take this 11. I don't think there's really a way around it. Okay, we take 11. Fine. Just eating hits, getting slapped. You have to click the Rage Imp. I need to throw here. I need to play the armor up front. Literally anything that matters. I mean, maybe the bait is playing the spike here. I'm better off cutting out the train stewards from the redraw, maybe. I don't know if that's actually true, but I don't think four rage is not making a huge difference here. I do at least get a throw on this bad turn otherwise, which kills that, but Queen is nearly now dead. I don't really see how we're avoiding the death here. It's tough. It's tough, man. I'm not sure. Oof, that's just so much damage coming in. I'm just eating dirt. I at least managed to keep the floor among the living, which is good. I can throw Imp. The problem is, I mean, we're taking so much damage. I don't want to play top into this, is the problem. This is a very bad floor to be playing top into, as a general statement. Yeah, this is just a really bad top floor setup. For real though, can like for real, I actually think this spell shield has cost me quite a bit. I think there might have been a way to get this guy and put the proclamation into the boss. This little clip defender is causing me a real problem. I think I have to click this Welder Helper or I lose. I don't really have much of a choice. I can't do this connection otherwise. So we just kind of click the cards and see what we get. I mean, it's not a W. This is not a win. No. It doesn't get there. Yeah. This is a loss. I have definitely... I don't even know. I have not... This is not flown too close to the sun. This has just grossly overestimated my strength. This is a loss. I don't really have much else to say for you. Been a while since I've put a genuine loss on the channel, but I think that Trainwreck is tough. And the big takeaway... I'm going to click this button and let it ride. Yeah, goodbye. We're dead here. It's fine. Yeah, no chance. Okay, so let's talk about this, actually. Let's actually talk about this. Run summary. Not much to say, actually. I feel like I've talked about this at length already. I've identified the issues. At 100 shards, I'm never this high on... Never this high. No chance. No chance at all. So, what else could have worked is if I had simply done holdover. There was two perspectives. This is a good view for this, because I think I win that combat if I hold over the 10 piercing proclamation and don't play into important work. That's true. That is a true statement. I think we get through that combat at least. Would that have been good enough to win the run? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, it's tough. It's hard to say. If we assume the trample on Deranged Brute eventually comes in, maybe. It might work. It's hard to say. I think that skates us by ring 4, but I don't know if that has the oomph to push past Divinity or Seraph. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously we could have just run into like Ashes of the Fallen or something. That certainly would have been an option, but... Yeah, certainly would have been an option. So I don't know. I think the proclamation at this big is tough. The other thing is I was actually thinking about duping this. If I had to put a holdover in this, it becomes a non-dupe target, and then I really don't have a good dupe for shard makeup. It's tough. I could talk about this and kind of go into some circular logic for a while, because there are a lot of things to consider here, and small changes change a lot. But we don't get past ring 4 there. I don't actually think the trial killed me. I mean, it would have gotten me a little closer, but we still lose even if I can put this proclamation into the boss in pretty much any circumstance. So I think that's basically it. That's it, right? That's what it is. So
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. There might have been a world where I could have snaked through that combat. I'm thinking about alternatives. Play the deranged brute and load him up with some rage earlier on. I don't think we beat the relentless phase on the boss either way, though. I mean, we just don't have the oomph, don't have the stats for it offensively or defensively. We're relying on a little bit too much of spell connecting, and the fact that there was a guy in front just doesn't work. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. It's fine. That's an unfortunate episode, but you at least get some kind of a run out of it. So yeah, hey, well, I'm not tracking win streaks on this series anyway, so whatever. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.